Welcome back, Cold Front Convos, episode 19. Been a few weeks or so since the last one, which was the water park podcast. Couple of things in Bills news, which is cool. Got some big name, injury prone or PED/drug using additions, which is big.
They're really trying to bulk up mentally and physically.
Anybody seen the program?
Yeah, right.
Joey Bosa, big signing, at least name-wise. Maybe not production. He's only played 26 of his last 50 games. But productive in those 26. And then, I don't know how to say his last name. Knocked.
Hawked.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Hawked. Yeah. Him and
Hawk Tua.
Yeah. And then what is it? Ogunjobi or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So those guys both suspended though for
6 games.
6 weeks, yeah.
So we're crushing it. Hopefully our schedule starts light and the bulk of the difficulties in the middle. But those are some signings to bulk up the defensive side of the ball where there were definitely issues last year. Your offense averages 30 points or so a game. And in the big games, though, we're giving up 35.
Yeah.
So
on the plus side, we extended Benford finally.
Yep.
It's actually a pretty team-friendly contract, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw news today that, Bean's still open, for us who Duggan wants to stay, as well as, even
Cooper to come back.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Cook contract talks are off. At least until Bean said next the season.
Based on what Bean said, it sounded like they were way off with he's not even looking at doing it during the season. He's waiting until probably next season. Yeah, I feel like they're way off on the numbers.
Yeah, and he said it too, between draft picks coming in, people you still have to pay, all the draft pick stuff wise, they're not going to have much left to do anything anyways. So if you want that kind of money, then you're going to have to wait a year.
You know what? Running backs in contract years typically play better. I mean, he's going to be out there trying to prove that he can.
Unless he thought that was his contract year. So
well, everyone else got re-signed from that draft class except him, but he's the only one demanding top 2, top 3 money.
Yeah. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. I mean, you look at Jamar Chase, like if the Bengals just extended him last year, they would have saved like $10 million a year. But he goes out and he has like a great year, but it's no different than even T. Higgins. Same thing. T. Higgins didn't really have that great of a year this year, but he still got paid. But there's a few other guys that, they could have, if they paid him a year early, they would have actually saved some money. So
one could argue that this could have been a make or break year for Cook anyways.
Yeah. And if that's the case, if this was his prove it year, you got to think that he proved it.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 or so less touches than Saquon and half the yards. 1,000-yard rusher, but 15 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, I think he did enough, and we've talked about it previously, but
16 touchdowns. He tied OJ.
16. Okay, because they had the playoff ones. I was thinking of the regular season, but even then, you figure he wants 15. I think he's worth somewhere between 10 and 12.
And I bet you they're asking for more than 15, even though he said 15. I bet you they're asking for they're asking for Saquon money. If not,
he's probably asking for 17 million a year.
Yeah.
If they're not close.
1,000, sign me up.
Yeah. If they're not close, he's probably somewhere in the realm of 17. And then Bean's probably at 13.
Yeah, Bean's way lower.
Bean's probably at 12, honestly. Yeah. Bean's probably at like that Saquon deal from last year, like when the Eagles signed him.
I think it'll all come to tell when the draft comes. See if they draft a running back or so.
Well, they got Johnson and
Davis Jr.
Davis behind him, and Frank Gore Jr. behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're different kinds of backs than Cook
I
is.
agree. I agree 1,000%. I'm just saying that that they have their third down guy. So can they make Davis into a first and second down guy? Probably. But is he going to be as good as Cook is? I mean, that's where the question lies. He's only a second. This is only going to be a second year.
Yeah.
So Cook made a lot of long runs this year. A lot of ones that he just took off from the defense.
A lot of ones that he kind of created himself, got that first miss in the backfield and then just outran everybody. I mean, how many of those did he, start one direction and kind of stop and then kind of go back and then just outrun everybody to the opposite side?
Yeah, he was shifty.
Some of the things some of the things that you look at, you're like, no, just go down, just get like the 2-3 yards because you're going to get, you're going to lose yardage and you just outrun everybody. So.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about just the genetics with Cook after his brother got that giant contract and then did nothing after
Fell
that.
off a cliff. Well, that's why his brother's trying to tell him to secure his bag, get his money. Which I don't disagree. Get a great year, get your money, but I don't think you're going to get Saquon money elsewhere.
No, who's gonna pay him that somewhere else?
New England.
No,
they got a lot of money.
You go Drake May, Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins, James Cook.
Yeah,
I don't foresee them paying that much for that, but I mean they have been spending, which is kudos to them. I'm kind of surprised at some of the people they're bringing in. I mean, not Mac Hollins, he's a team guy, but I'm surprised at the Diggs signing.
The amount of money I'm surprised with, not with Diggs actually signing there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Vrabel hire, like a Mike Vrabel signing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, that's why I don't think Cook goes there. They had Henry in Tennessee, and he let Henry walk. The same time, they didn't re-sign him under Vrabel the year before his contract.
That wasn't Vrabel's decision. That was Maurice Carthon's decision. The GM actually, Vrabel wanted to keep Henry.
Did you want to pay him that much though?
Yeah, he probably would have. He also didn't like the AJ Brown trade. He hated that. That's actually one of the things.
Weapons there. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well.
So good, but great news getting Benford for what we got him for. I felt like that was a great value compared to what his stats put him against other people in the league last year and other people that signed. He had stats of a top 5 or 7 corner, but got the money of a top 18 corner. Mm-hmm. So anytime you can get ahead of that is great.
Month away from the drafts, where do we think we're going to trade out of the pick again, or hopefully not with Kansas City.
They do have a ton. Don't give it to Kansas City.
Yeah, right. Let's not trade to Kansas City this time.
I think they're going to trade up and they're going to take a receiver in the first round.
Think?
You think so?
There's not really that many good receivers in this draft. So like it's really not very good.
That's why they're going to take. I mean, you'll lose your top 3 receivers in the first round, and there won't be much after that.
No, I mean, I feel like the draft analysis that I've seen is you pretty much have like your top 2 guys, but then after that, like none of them are second round grades type of thing. Like they just dropped to the 3rd round type of thing. But they were just like, you're really not. The top 2 guys aren't necessarily like that far and a better than the 3rd round guy that you can just get quality, wait to the 3rd round to some extent. I mean, outside of Travis Hunter, but like after that, there's really not. Which even Travis Hunter is he's better corner than he is a wide receiver. Yeah. So be interested to see what he does there. But
big needs are edge and cornerback. So
yeah, I think that they have to go corner.
Well, and you have to start looking linebacker now too with Matt Milano, and they have a year left on his contract.
Well, you think you got Dorian
Williams.
Yeah,
so
Bean's pretty good at picking people in the middle of the draft for stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he's gotten a bunch of them. So he's pretty good at getting value for out of those late round picks. But I think you got to go CB like early on. Otherwise, I mean, you got lucky with what we've got now, but I just think we don't have any depth there right now.
Yeah. That is the one position in this draft is really deep is corner.
Yeah,
Corner's
Cam
very,
Lewis,
very deep.
guys. Cam Lewis is back.
I mean, you got, if Douglas doesn't come back, you did sign Dane Jackson, who's not what he was 3-4 years ago, obviously.
Yeah.
But you got Taron Johnson and arguably one of the best nickels in the game. And Benford, I think, is a top 10 corner. So you just got to find someone to fill that number 2 spot. And whether that's a rookie or it's Russell Douglas, that's fine. But what was the kid's name from UB? Ingram?
Yeah.
He played well in the beginning of the year, and then he just didn't.
Yep.
He didn't play much at all down the stretch, right?
No, they went with Elam more.
Yeah. But now we saw that worked out against the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, he got him. So
For the Cowboys.
Loved his comments. I was just like, really, dude? Like, they gave you the opportunity. They stuck you out there, and you tanked pretty bad.
Biggest game of your early career, and
Yeah,
you
I
tanked.
mean, you got smoked too. I mean, remember commenting like during, I think it was the Detroit game. You know, having Elam in, I was like, he's supposed to be like a man guy, and they're playing zone, but when they played man, and he was getting toasted in that game too.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that one catch by Worthy over Bishop. Had he thrown the ball to Smith-Schuster, they might have scored because Elam came out of his break and fell on his ass. And Smith-Schuster was running wide open across the middle of the field.
Tripped over his own feet.
Yeah.
Not even, just tripped over air. It's like that commercial of the Buffalo Wild Wings with they put the sprinkler heads up. Shout out B-Dubs. Want to sponsor?
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor yet.
So, all right. Well, like I said, I think defense is the way to go because I agree with Goose. Just based on watching the combine and listening to those people talk, not a ton of first-round receivers. And we got our tall guy in Coleman, right? What you do need is a possession guy. And I don't know that anybody we signed, maybe that kid Palmer is a possession guy like Matt Collins is. But, I mean, Shakir's your yards after catch, slot, wiggle. And you hope Kincaid can be healthy this year and find his form from 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Palmer's going to be, like you said, he's going to be that guy. You look at him and Coleman, unless Coleman takes this big step forward. As we said before, he didn't play at his best after he got hurt. Thanks, Poyer. Playing scared, playing still injured, what the deal was, but I think Palmer steps into that role, and then you got him to solidify a strong second.
See, Bean was walking back his comments about Coleman.
What comment?
Well, how originally, like at the end of the season, both him and McDermott were kind of like saying that they weren't kind of happy with how the season went for him, and they were a little concerned. And then, like in his most recent press conference, he's like, I have complete faith in Coleman that he's going to be able to do what he needs to do."
I think it'd be. I mean, I don't know. I'm of the opinion that what do you? I understand he was your first pick, early second round or whatever, but I don't know what you're expecting out of the guy. Not everybody's a Malik Neighbors or whatever, and you look and see that half of those guys in their rookie years, outside of like Jefferson and some of the huger, bigger impact guys, garbage time receptions are on bad teams, down by 20 in the third quarter, getting a ton of balls thrown to them.
Yeah,
not saying they're not good. Don't get me wrong. But.
So that's the one thing stats don't take into account is where you're at in the game when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a 70-yard touchdown like Patrick Mahomes threw to Xavier Worthy at the end of the game there, or it was already over.
Two touchdowns, 110 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he didn't really have that much of an impact on the game.
Yeah, 80 of it came off of one play, 84 yards or whatever it was.
Mhm.
So
So, well, we shall see.
baseball is among us. Draft is
Yankees
in
are 3-0.
draft is the 26th, I think. 26th, 27th, 28th.
I heard they're trying to get the draft in Buffalo for like
The new stadium.
in the new stadium.
Yeah.
The combine too.
Yeah.
Be the 24th for the draft, I believe.
24th.
I think it's the 24th, 25th,
Thursday,
26th,
Friday,
27th.
Saturday.
I knew it was around there.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, Yankees are 3-0 with some new bats in hand.
go
Legal.
Torpedoes.
There's a,
They're legal. Yeah.
I love
It
how
reminds me of
everyone's
like
complaining about
a batting
used to do that.
practice. Bat.
Yeah.
it. Right. It's kind of to some extent what it is. I mean, it's essentially they just narrowed the end of the bat and just thickened, just made the area where they would want to hit the ball or where they normally hit the ball the
Little
most
thicker.
percentage. They just made it a little thicker. That's really all they did. I mean,
If you look at
It's here to stay. It's not going to go away unless it gets voted against.
I just saw something that a couple other teams that just ordered a bunch of those bats. Like,
Yeah,
I think
the Brewers
Marlins,
were one of them. Yeah.
that they
just got
did.
waxed.
They got wrecked.
Yep.
I was worried that first game. I'm like watching the end of the game. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna lose this game here. And then the next game, 20-9, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, putting runs up.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the
for
Brewers aren't
sure.
great, but the Yankees have some studs.
They've never been terrible either. I mean, they're competitive at least, like recently. Although it was
Yeah.
funny that Devin Williams, they were the ones that traded Devin Williams to the Yankees, the closer, and he was pretty solid for them last year. And they almost came back on him. So that was kind of a little nerve wracking, but
Yeah.
because his beard hasn't come back in completely yet. That's what it is,
You gotta love a good beard.
Well, they got rid of the beard policy. They got rid of the facial.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
it has to be trimmed right.
Specifically for because he was a little upset that he got not upset they got traded there, but upset they had to shave his beard because he's like, I haven't been clean shaven, 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's just an asinine policy. I could understand it back in the
It's
day.
so dumb.
But
So dumb. In no sense. Yeah. Well, and Garrett Cole gets hurt, which is awesome. So it sucks.
well, they started the season off with what, 7 guys on the IR.
They always
So-
do. Like, it seems like every year there's a bunch of guys on the IL, like to start the year, and then Cole goes out with Tommy John. You're like, oh great, so
Yep.
he's gone for this year and then most of next. So okay. Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, we want the Dodgers to win tonight and Ohtani to hit a home run on separate bets.
Yeah.
I got right now. Texas women, they won. I got UConn women's tonight. They just started, and I got the Mavericks over the Nets right now.
Nets are up by 1.
No, Mavericks are up by 1, 43-42.
Oh, they just scored then. There it is. Yeah, I have a basketball one that should hit without any help, and nothing crazy. But I do have Ohtani. I had Ohtani and Pete Alonso to hit a home run, $10 for $150. And then I had Mets, Phillies, Dodgers, 25 to win 100. And the Mets and the Phillies already won. And Alonso hit a home run. So just Ohtani and the Dodgers separately. We'll take that.
I'm up like $4,000, $3,000 over the past 2 weeks.
I'm not.
I am not as well.
All March Madness.
I'm up, but I'm not up $3,000.
I am knock on wood 7 for 8 picking the women's teams. So that's a good one there.
Well, UConn was minus 1,600 when I saw it earlier today.
Yeah, they weren't that. Let's see.
Probably got them for like 1,500, unless you bought points.
Yeah, 1,500.
Yeah, there you go.
but
Yeah.
they're my last leg to win 700. So
What's
It's the first time in for March Madness in like a few years that all number one seeds have
All
been in the
number
Final
ones.
Four, right?
I think
Yeah.
they said 2008 on
Was
TV
that it?
today.
2008?
Yeah, 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
if you
have not
continuously
been
just
paying
bet them,
attention.
you were winning money
Yeah.
lines. Combo picks. That's all I
I
did
have.
was
I think-
3-leg parlays with the number ones.
I think the portal is really going to ruin the March Madness moving forward.
Mhm.
People going wherever they want. Just go to big name teams.
Yeah. I think NIL killed a lot of college sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but they got to definitely like tweak it a little bit. Like they shouldn't be able to.
There should
Like,
be a
the
limit on
portals-
transfers.
Well, first of all, the portal shouldn't open when the season's still going.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. Like I mean, it opened Monday,
Yeah.
or it opened today. I think it opened up today.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, the season's still going. So why? I mean, you're now making these coaches try to figure out like, what players are have to get transferred in and blah blah blah, and which ones are transferring out. Like that's stupid.
Yep.
So, and the limit on the transfers makes sense. Of like, okay, you have one transfer, you can play right away, but the second one you have to sit out a year, type of thing, or something like that. But I mean, realistically, they could do the same thing with coaches though too. Like, because I
don't
understand why
like
they're
the NFL
doing it.
coaching situation either. You're in the AFC Championship game and your coach is interviewing somewhere else.
Already talking somewhere
Yeah.
else. Yeah. Getting requests 2 weeks prior.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be waiting till the whole season's over before they can start like coach interviews. Like if you want to put inquiries in, it's like, hey, like, can we talk to this person when your season's over? Yeah, no problem.
But nobody should
Right.
be able to talk to them until that deadline
Right.
either, though.
That's
Yeah.
their
Not
role.
just because they're playing. Yeah, but nobody should be able to interview until the season's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree.
Makes sense. Just because they're still playing and you're not doesn't mean that you get to, you get a leg up on trying to figure out what you want to do, but you shouldn't be able to just start interviewing.
Yeah.
So
Didn't the Maryland coach leave during the tournament?
right after
Oh,
they lost.
Yeah.
He literally
Yeah.
like the next day or something. It was, but even like Norfolk State, like I don't know if that was the women's or the men's team, but like he beat a team and then he literally like went and is coaching like another team now, or like going to go coach that team now or something. It was so weird.
Did you see Andrew Luck hired Frank Reich to be the new head
Oh.
coach? Yeah. He was
I saw Frank Wright got the thing to Stanford, but I didn't know it was
Yeah.
Andrew Luck. I didn't even pay attention.
Andrew Luck's
but-
the GM for Stanford,
Oh, okay.
and
Good to
Frank
see.
Reich was the last coach of Andrew Luck before he retired. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, you dealing with any weather over there, Goose? You get any of these storms?
No, haven't really got anything. I mean, it's supposed to be cold tomorrow. It's supposed to get to like 38, I think is the high. And today was in the mid 60s.
Same here. We had 69 today. It's going to be 39 tomorrow.
We're in the mid 40s, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
What's let's see. Anything? I'm not going to put it in here, but actually, I'll throw it in the chat right now. The what's it called? I think I told you guys I was going to build a pond in the
Oh
basement.
yeah. They're coming together.
It's all done. I'm gonna send
No
it right
way.
now in the chat, but did that, and then I'll send a picture of the sauna as well.
Oh,
I thought you were going to do the
damn.
thing in the group chat on here.
I can't. There's no chat in here. Is there?
Yeah, bottom right.
There's chat.
Oh, it's my bar is closed. Like it doesn't pop out. So did the pond, got that all
Yeah, it
done.
came out nice.
Yeah.
What are you going to put on
looks
that
real
back wall? That back wall there?
Felicia's gonna put some
You going to
She
do
got
plants?
some plants, but I think she's getting like a custom like fake neon. You've seen those before, like a neon thing. I think she's going back and forth on different names, but think Kinney's Cove is one that she's got.
I would build up the pond and like make that part of the waterfall. I would have built it up onto that wall and had the water flow down.
I could inset it if I
Personally.
really wanted to, but the problem is the higher the water falls from, the more splash it makes. And the
Well,
more
no,
water-
if it's a slow trickle down the wall, like just a water wall, and go right into the pond. It's supposed to, I guess, waterfall.
You went with the red light
You
therapy
can put
feature.
you can put plants and stuff inside there, like live plants, like
Yeah,
vines and stuff.
we're gonna
That'd
do
be
live
cool.
plants in the corners. I'm gonna put the rock waterfall on the right, back right corner, and then I'm trying to get a big piece of driftwood to put in the center as like the centerpiece,
Yeah, focal point.
and then bubbler pump on the far side to move the water. So it.
You know what you could do? You could walk the beach and collect items and put them up on a wall, just like they do in Man in the House.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what a throwback.
Create a mosaic.
Hopefully, I don't end up looking like Jonathan Taylor Thomas does now.
Ooh, yeah.
That dude lost it.
Yeah.
Um,
JTT.
yeah.
OG.
So yeah, that's where it's at right now. I got to buy the heaters still, and then we'll start doing the actual in pond construction. But looking forward to that. And then yeah, Goose, I got the red light therapy one. It's all, it is what it is. But
I like the background music you got in this video.
yeah,
that's
Felicia
what I said
nice.
too. It's very trinkle.
I think it's actually from Wicked. But Felicia put it on when I started doing the thing. The speakers in that thing are like, you can hear it all the way through the whole basement.
Pump.
Wow.
Yeah, it pumps.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've turned my Bluetooth from the connecting to it, because it literally, like, as soon as you turn the song on, it'll automatically connect to it. And so, as you're doing stuff upstairs, you're like, oh shoot, like can't hear anything, type of thing. So it
Downstairs.
yeah. And then Andy's has somehow started connecting sometimes when she's upstairs and I'm down in the sauna, like, and she'll be like scrolling through videos, and all of a sudden it'll be like, the sound's down here.
Hopefully you don't
It's a good thing, right?
Yeah. What are you watching?
Don't click on your favorites.
Yeah, I went in it. So we put it together on Saturday, Sunday in the morning, and I've been in it the last 2 days, and I have 140 degrees.
Yep.
And I'm telling you what, guys, I forgot how hot a sauna, like a legitimate sauna, is, because I was in it today. I stayed in for an hour, and that last 20 minutes, I was just dripping sweat. I'm drinking a lot of water generally, but I was pouring sweat out.
Isn't the recommended time like 20 minutes?
No.
Infrareds are a little different. Infrareds, you want to start with like the 20 to 30, but because it's more of a dry heat versus like a moist, like a steam.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. But yeah, it gets hot. I do not recommend, like how I've, with the your other sauna there, Adam, the little pop-up one, because I would be drinking all day and then I went in, do the sauna or whatever. Do not do that with the infrared, because it is brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
it
my
intensifies
pop-up sauna smelled like beer for 2 days after you were in there. It was a legitimate.
It came out of your pores.
It was a legitimate brewery in that little sauna the next day.
Yep. No, but after the water park, I came home and went to go to the sauna because it was just kind of my normal routine. And I was in there for 10 minutes, and I was like, I can't sit in here for any longer. Like, I am so, like, it is so hot in here.
Yeah.
So he was like, and he goes, it must have been all the beer that you had. I was like, yeah, I think it definitely
could have been the beer.
It definitely was the beer, I'm sure.
Felicia ordered, because that room is like a dungeon. It's a concrete room with a small window. But she ordered, those like how this, it's like a hanger, like a tarp. You know what I'm saying? Like a drop down curtain thing.
Mhm.
She ordered a couple of those that match, and they'll wrap the whole room. And then she got some stuff for the ceiling. Looks like leaves, because it's again.
Of course, she's so over the top. I love
You
it.
know, Felicia. So,
It's like Disney in your basement.
yeah, pretty much. So
Adventure World.
That'll be here in 2 business days. So that'll probably be. I'll be doing that probably Wednesday or Thursday.
I swear you have more stuff on your wall every time you're on a podcast.
No, I haven't bought anything new. I just turned it. Tonight.
Well, I know. No, you didn't have the sheet and curtains or the curtain up there last time. I don't think
I
there's
was
2 pictures.
I think I was like that.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney, you guys gave us the idea. We fly it on Wednesday.
Oh shit!
Oh, no way.
Did you book the? They have a 50% off kids deal. Come on, bro.
He was already probably booked when they did that, Mitch.
You can call.
No, they don't.
They-
They don't adjust.
They saved me $780 my last trip when
Yeah.
they came out with those tickets. I called the day it came out, and they hooked me up.
Might as well give them a call. Goose,
didn't
they know
see.
until you know, I
Didn't
guess.
see.
But they just came out with 50% off. No, but that's May. The kids are different timeline than the adults, Mitch.
Oh,
The kids are like mid-May,
oh,
and
okay.
obviously he's going Wednesday. That's not it. Well, that's cool, Goose. When are you? So you're going when? Wednesday?
Yeah,
So,
we're flying out Wednesday afternoon. We'll land Wednesday afternoon in Orlando. We're gonna do SeaWorld on Thursday, and then Friday we're gonna do like an aquarium and just a couple other things like just around. And then
Mhm.
Saturday we'll do Magic Kingdom. Sunday I think we're gonna try and hang out with my friend Derek, Amy, his wife Amy, and their son Cooper. Yep. And then Monday we'll do Animal Kingdom, and then we'll fly home Tuesday.
Nice.
So
Nice
Good for
trip.
you.
Be cool.
I'm envious.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
I looked it up. I was trying to talk Felicia, and I had it all planned. I was like, the hotel's free, blah blah blah. It's still
At
gonna be
this-
like $1,500 before we spent any money on food.
At this point, I think Adam and I send each other at least one Disney TikTok a day each, like back
and
and
then one,
forth.
one in the group chat with our wives.
Yeah.
day.
I mean, in hindsight, I mean, we're really, we had to pay for essentially the parks, which is obviously not cheap, but the parks and then the rent a car, and then it'll be our food down there. That's really it, because the flights were covered with points and the hotel was covered with points. So
That's cool.
we
That's
went with
solid.
the
Yeah.
I was looking at
Hilton Vacation Club, one of the Hilton Vacation Clubs, like kind of around the corner from Disney Springs. I was trying to do the Buena Vista Palace, but it was not. It was gonna have to pay. We were gonna have to pay like $700 on top of like the points, and I was like,
Right.
yeah, I'm not doing that. And then I tried to do the other one that you were like pointing at, and it was still gonna have to be like $600 on top of the points. So I was like, yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
the,
not
guess
worth
we'll
it.
just do this.
the points down there are so weird. Like when we stayed last time for the golf trip, I booked mine and Mitch's room for 3 nights, I think, Mitch. And it was
3 or 4.
it was like 90,000 points a night.
Yeah.
And then I looked, and that was a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that.
Just at a Hilton business hotel, like conference hotel,
Yeah.
not a resort or anything.
And
Yeah,
but so that was 90.
remember
But then
this.
there's other ones. I looked at ones for me and Felicia for not as close to Disney Springs and not as nice of a hotel, frankly. And they were 180,000 points for the first night, and then it would go to 150 every night after. And I'm like,
I don't remember what it was. It was
And there were no friends at family
215,000 total points. So 215 divided by
must have
how
something
many?
going on.
I think it was like 45,000 points like a night.
that's not bad at all.
No, it wasn't terrible. So it wasn't terrible. I would have preferred it be less than that, but it is what it is. I was between that and an Embassy Suite. The Embassy Suite's like, or Doubletree. I don't remember what it is. The one right next to the other two, like,
Doubletree.
Doubletree.
is it Doubletree? Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one right there, but that was that was like 65,000 points a night. So I was like, okay, like, let's go somewhere where there's a big pool, and we'll just do this. Like, this
That's
one.
Yeah.
We've been saying lately that there's a Wyndham right there too, and it's got like a big pool in the back. And I mean, with my discount, it's like I think we paid like $80 something a night last time.
Yeah.
which usually like 169, 179 weekdays. Do something at the weekends. So
Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, there's like a little like shopping plaza almost. It looked like with like a bunch of restaurants or something like short walk away, and then obviously Disney Springs is like a 45-minute walk. So we'll probably have to drive over there if we want to do that. But
Yeah, it's a long walk in the
Yeah,
sun.
that's yeah.
I mean, Andy and I would do it, but like with Bexton, like
Yeah.
Well,
no.
and she's pregnant.
and she's pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I just mean in general, like normally, like we wouldn't even think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, we were walking all over St. Martin last year and it was 90 plus degrees,
Yeah.
humidity and all that sort of stuff. So it was just,
Well, at the end of the day, that's what you're there to do, anyways. Like you're gonna walk everywhere, anyways. You're not gonna drive that kind of stuff. You're walking in the parks, so you're gonna walk 7-8 miles in a total day.
Yeah.
so
That's
We'll see.
45 minutes, not much.
I was looking at the Premier Lightning Pass. You seen those? How expensive that is? That is
I
crazy.
refuse to buy a lightning pass.
I don't refuse by Lightning Pass,
$450
but,
per
you know.
kit per person was the Premier one. So I was like, okay, like maybe Bexton and I will do like I'll just buy like the two, like the one for the ride, like for the mine train,
Mhm.
and then I'll just do like you could pick three rides or whatever, like that
Like the
you can
old days.
do. Yeah, because there's a couple, those aren't that expensive, so I'll just end up just doing those. But as the Premier one, I was like, they obviously priced this so nobody would buy this. It's like it's crazy. It
I
was
mean,
nuts.
back in the old days, you'd pick what, 2 fast passes, and then
Three.
that was anybody, no
Three.
extra cost, obviously.
Yeah,
Was it 3?
Three.
And then you'd use one, and then you get the new one, and so on and so forth. And
2 premieres and 1 lesser.
yeah, that used to be the thing. Was that I'm talking like 4 or 5 years ago, but that was the best.
Rumor
They
is
months.
they're gonna come out with a version similar and get away from the lightning lane stuff.
They're
It's not going to be paper. It'll be electronic, but it'll be more of a first come first serve, one price for all, as opposed to the upgrades and all that.
It's just
that's
annoying
nice.
because like you're literally sitting there on your phone like the whole time trying to figure out like where, oh, okay, like this one, like we can go ride this one or whatever. So like you're constantly walking back and forth across the park. I remember when Andy and I were there. Now we were there, it was spring break, so it was completely different ball game. But
Madhouse, yeah.
I mean,
But
luckily I don't think we're gonna hit the spring break crowd this year because I think we're going a week before our spring break up here anyway. So
Yeah.
And they already had theirs down in Florida.
And theirs is gone. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, and I think too, their system's kind of set up for that kind of stuff. Like meant for you to spend longer in the park, spend more money. So it's at the end of the day, I don't know if it's user friendly is their end goal to like in the sense like all right, these are your 3 recommendations for rides because they're like in order. Like no, it's just you book here, okay, I got to walk across the park because that's what's available.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bexton probably won't want to do Space Mountain. So
And you can sit with them right underneath where they used to have Astro Orbiter, or she can go ride Carousel of Progress in the air conditioning for a little bit.
Yep.
she's not going to be able to.
Or
ride
the
many-
People Mover.
She's not going to be able
The
to ride
People
much of
Mover.
anything.
People
She's
Mover
gonna
is a
be
good
able-
one.
Pretty much able to just walk around, and that's about it. So,
But it's about the experience of that anyways. Getting the food, getting the drinks, chilling. Like that's what I do in Magic Kingdom. I'm not a ride person in Magic Kingdom. There's like 4 rides that I go on. That's it.
A few more than that for me, but it's same kind of thing. So, Alex, you
I would just want to go do the rides. So,
I was just saying, I'm excited that they're redoing Buzz Lightyear.
Mhm.
New guns that detach, new targets.
Are they really updating it?
Yeah, it closes soon, like within the next month or so.
I know they're updating the
Thunder Railroad.
the Thunder Road. Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Thunder Railroad.
which is upsetting. So. They were updating Splash Mountain when I was there last time. I don't know if they.
That's
completed
open
that.
now. Yeah, Tiana.
Bayou Adventure.
Half-assed.
They got a lot of things happening right now with the parks, which is great because it's been a while since they've made changes to any of the big things. All the changes of lately have been money or access as opposed to experience.
Well, what Bob Iger just said, that they're done building new parks. They're just going to expand on what they already have, which is a good thing. I think they need to like focus on that.
Yeah.
And his last D23, he was talking about going back to the basics of Disney. The attention to detail, not so much of the more quantity as opposed to quality.
Mhm.
So I think I'm actually looking forward to that. So they're getting rid of a lot of stuff and changing a lot of things. Some of it not for the good.
Yeah.
In the recent years, at least.
So I want to go. I'm not going to go. Not this year. At least not until the fall, late fall.
Yeah.
Maybe I can finesse. Sure.
Same.
Or if I
Sweet
so-
talk Felicia a little bit.
Birthday golf trip again. So.
That's the only shot I have this year is to go on a golf trip, which she's already, thumbs
Yeah.
up. She's essentially said, I figure you're going to do that every year at this point. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much the game plan.
No presents to each other. I think that's $50 savings right there.
Yeah.
Even though we don't spend $50.
So I can buy a round at the golf course.
Yeah, it's a free round of golf, and
No,
The rest
not a round.
is-
A round.
oh,
Drinks.
I was talking about just golf. It's
Yeah.
$50. Yeah, the most expensive one
Was
was
110.
yeah. That was Hawks Landing.
The 63 was the cheapest at
Yeah, it's like, so, yeah, $10,
Bristol,
whatever.
right? Yeah. So, anyways, that's the plan though, to do that. Alex, you guys doing anything coming up? Anything fun?
We were thinking of going to see Inter Miami play, and they're playing in Cleveland
Say
over
Cleveland
Easter
or
break.
Columbus, yeah.
So yeah, Columbus. So we were thinking of maybe doing that.
That's cool. Messi's the goat.
See
as my
Messi,
friend
yeah,
tells
that's
me.
Carter's favorite soccer player. So go check that out. But
James
other than
got a
that-
little jersey, and he just runs around. He must have heard it on YouTube or something. Like, Messi's the goat. Ronaldo's not the goat, and he just yells at it all the time. Random, Messi's the goat. Ariana likes Ronaldo, so we just got her a jersey, and I can literally see the fist fight, which will just be James punching Ariana, but I can see it.
It's good.
The kids had no school today, and Jess is obviously home with the kids. So I came across this video on TikTok of like kids skills practice soccer. I said, put this on Vince's YouTube, so on his iPad, and start having a freaking practice. He runs circles around these kids like he should be in the next age group, and it kind of pisses him off. Like he gets bored because these kids are just running around kicking each other and
He
throwing
actually
themselves
wants
on
to
the
play.
floor, and he's slide tackling people. Yeah, and he wants to play. Like he's all about how many goals he scored and stopping
Good.
people, which is great for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm not a soccer guy though, so
I could get two fucking shits about soccer right now. We signed up for T-ball. We'll see how that goes. So
There you go.
Huh. In the same breath, Vince says today, he goes, I want to play tennis. I said, what the fuck? Tennis? I can't play tennis. Why tennis? I don't know. It looks cool. No, it doesn't. It's not.
more expensive because you have to sign him up for a country club then because that's the only way he can play. 'cause
Right.
there's nowhere
There's
else
no
to put him.
tennis horse around anywhere
Yeah.
that you're finding anybody to play against anyways.
Not in the city of Syracuse. No, I can't
No.
imagine. That are
up in
safe,
the,
at
it's a
least.
yeah, it's a basketball court now, if anything.
Andy used to play tennis. Andy played tennis in college, actually.
You got lessons there.
And the golf
Yeah.
skirts make sense.
Well, when are you going? When's the game, Alex?
It's May. I don't know the exact date.
Just sometime in May.
It's in May.
Not
Yeah.
fair. It's not
We
too
didn't buy
bad.
the tickets yet. We just have been talking about probably doing it. Go down there
Felicia
for the
and I
day.
were talking. We were trying to find. Speaking of, we were trying to go to a Columbus Crew game, at the end of April. Remember, we said we were going to go out of town, and we were trying to figure out what to do. But I think she wants to go to the Guardians game against the Red Sox. I think there's a Friday night game, so she wants to do that. So we'll do that, and then hang out in Cleveland for the day on Saturday and come home Sunday. So, but we were looking to see, but I think Columbus is out of town that weekend, and I don't want to go up to Toronto. I have no interest in Toronto or New York City. So
I'm not a fan of like, New York City being down there for anything. It's really not.
It's so
not-
dirty.
it's not my
So
time.
dirty.
Well, when I travel, like it's funny. People are like, "Oh, do you go down to the city much?" It's like, no. Like, I avoid the city at all possible, outside of the fact that if I have to go to Long Island, that I have to drive through it. Like that's the
Yeah.
only reason I would ever go there.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Really? It's really that bad?" I was like, "It is disgusting. Like it is gross." They're like, "How far are you from the city?" I'm like, "I'm far enough that I can't smell it." That's how far I am.
I used to go there all the time when I worked with ADP. Like I was there, Mitch, once every week and a half, and
Yeah, you were there quite often. Yeah.
I was good. I'd do what I had to do at the businesses I had to go and see, and then I'd spend the rest of the night in the hotel.
You know where I really want to go is that frickin' bakery in Ithaca. I brought it up yesterday to Jess too. Yeah, Paris Baguette, shout out.
Almost a
So
sponsor.
good. Almost
One
a sponsor,
Saturday
but not
morning,
yet.
one Saturday morning, he's gonna just drive down to Ithaca and get
Truthfully,
dishes
it's
and
it's
stuff
not
like
that
that
far
and just
away.
drive back.
I really could. It's an hour and a half though. Like
Oh.
not for a chocolate croissant. I don't know if it's worth it. But Adam drove 45 minutes out of the way to get it.
I did when I was in Corning last time. I drove up to Ithaca and then back to Corning.
That's just how good it was.
It was
good,
really
though.
good. I said,
Yeah, I guess it says an hour and a half total, and all in all, because you're there and back.
Yeah.
So, no.
It is good though.
Yeah.
And it's
I told
clean.
Jess we should open up a
Very
freaking
well.
place like that, and it was very clean. Yes.
Yeah.
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 It was bright. It was clean. There's
Yeah,
one in
but-
Pittsburgh, I guess.
Surprisingly, no, I can't say it. Never mind. Not on podcast. That's an
Has
offline
anything to do with
comment.
Nationality.
He sure did.
Oh, so by the way, what we had said that day when it was freezing out, like, hey, probably a homeless situation on this stretch of street, 100% and the college kids, 100% weed, dreadlocks, people playing music.
Oh, Ithaca's an art, like music, all that kind of stuff. Like they're artsy town.
It was definitely in that realm.
Arts, musics, that kind of stuff.
So, yeah.
I have to go to Alpine, New York at some point or another, and that's kind of like a little bit west of Ithaca. So I might.
Okay.
Sounds like
So
we
you've
got
never
that
heard of it?
bad. Andy, look what I brought you.
Southwest of Ithaca. Yep.
Make it on the way, dude.
Yeah.
I'd bring the kids back to that science center.
Well,
That
actually,
was cool.
That place is cool.
If
To-
it's
to
open in
come
the summer.
home. To come home from Alpine, I'd have to drive through Ithaca. So
Boom. You just got to find a street parking because you can't park in front of the building because it is a closed street. The only
And the
closed
playground is literally up in front of the building.
street. So, anybody got anything else for us tonight?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll end it there. As always.
Jack,
Oh,
did you
yeah,
guys
we got
watch
to talk
Jack?
about Jack. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Jack.
Jack?
Yeah.
You
I
didn't watch it, did you?
I know I watched Jack like 2 days after we did the.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
saw
did I. So let's go off of what we don't remember.
Yeah. What
Two things
a-
out of that movie.
not
was-
a premise, but because the premise has been done before, obviously.
Yeah.
But Robin Williams, stud in that movie, just played it so well.
Yeah.
I had
Fart in the can is my favorite scene in the whole movie. Bouncing around in the treehouse.
It's weird though as an adult watching it because I certainly hadn't watched it since I was in my teens.
It's
Probably.
been a VHS.
Yeah, definitely.
been a minute.
Mm.
Definitely been a
But-
minute.
Yeah.
That made me sad. At
Oh yeah, the ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
That's
my
like, oh,
God. And then
damn.
you know the ending, right? You know he's aging too fast. This is
Yeah.
not going to end well. And you're like, this kid's about to die at 18 years old, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of sucked.
How about the fact that Bill Cosby was in the movie? Like
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God, I forgot Bill Cosby's in this movie.
It was relevant back then.
Right. And you think about it like, oh, he
Yeah.
was probably touching so
Yeah.
many of these kids.
Too soon. Too soon. Oh man. Yeah, it was great. It was a good movie. Throwback
I
for
was
sure.
trying to.
I'll give Jack a 7.9. It's not a classic, but there's
Yeah.
definitely nostalgia to it, and I really like Robin Williams in it. So I'll go 7.9, which puts it up there like in the top
did the
5,
same.
probably.
I did the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
7.9.
about.
Yeah.
I'd say the same.
I'm at an 8.2. It's one of my more favorite movies.
Ooh, yeah, I'll have to look, and I mean, here it is, voila. But
In a week.
no, you know what? Actually, what pissed me off, by the way, is I had uploaded the one I did take longer than normal on, but the next one, the water park one, I uploaded that the next day that we did the podcast, and I went in to check to see like, oh, hey, does this have any views?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
And it was just sitting there waiting to be published. I was like, oh, sick. Click.
Click done. Yeah.
So, anywho. All right.
Right.
Well, so we got an 8.2, 3 7.9s. We got an updated leaderboard for the movies.
Who's up now?
It's me.
Yeah. Hit us.
Oh, this movie selection would have been more relevant on St. Patty's Day, because I thought we were
Boondock
doing it on
Saints?
St. Patty's
The
Day.
Town.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
Boondock Saints.
Boondock
Okay.
Saints.
Boondock
Boondock
Saints. Let's
Saints.
go.
That's a great-
That's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a minute. I'm pretty excited to watch it.
It's gonna be the Boondock Saints.
Awesome.
Nice.
That'll be a good
We
one.
can
I'm
add the
sure that's
second
a
one
good
if you
one.
want. You can do All Saints Day too. You can do the second one on top of that.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, we can double down. We're doing 2 weeks.
One
Boondock.
and
So
two.
the
Do both of them?
Boondock Saints is on Prime, and All Saints Day you can get on Pluto.
I have it on
For free.
DVD.
Do you really?
For some of us that don't have a DVD player, you know, you
I
just
got
gotta
I have my
find
Xbox.
Doesn't even have it.
My
Actually,
my
I do
PS3.
have it on DVD. I do have it on DVD. I got both of them. Yeah.
My- or
I can't watch it
PS4.
on DVD. Doesn't help
That's
me.
what there you go.
Yeah, I forgot all about the movies. So, Boondock Saints, All Saints Day. See you back in 2
And
weeks. Thanks for
Sabres still suck.
sticking around.
Hey, you see that win they had?
Yeah, they did have a good win the other day.
They're on the.
Yeah.
They're on a roll
Sorry,
right
I
now.
ruined it.
That's
ruined
fine.
it.
They suck.
I ruined it.
They can't do it. They could win every game the rest of the season. I don't think they win. They get the playoffs.
No, God,
Yeah,
no.
that's
No.
how it was like 6 weeks ago. If they would have won out every single game straight up, they would have still missed the playoffs.
Yep.
So
They suck.
Yeah.
So, all right. Enjoy CFC 19. Thanks so much. Go Bills.
go
Go Bills.
So